Well, a lot of people are going to be probably jumping on while we're getting rolling here. Cheryl, I got to tell you, I know this is not, the real estate world is not your world. Beth has been forced into it, kicking and screaming. But we are just so happy and blessed and honored to have you guys both on the call today. So for all of you on the call, Beth and Cheryl, first I'll explain that this call gets done the first and third Fridays of every month at 9 a.m. Pacific. After the call, it gets emailed out and it's put on a YouTube link where hundreds of other people watch the recording who couldn't make it today, because there are people over the United States and Canada and all time zones that jump on. So we're super excited to have you. The last two calls have been really great personal development calls from somebody that Beth knows very well and that we do, named Cortland Warren. And so I was like so excited because Beth and her husband Paul and Casey and I were on a RV trip together for 7 days, and I overheard Beth talking to other people and including conversations with us about all these different concepts and thoughts around how Beth and Cheryl built an amazing TikTok superstardom with something called the Baby Boomers. And what started to really go through my mind was one major word. Well, it was actually two: hard work and consistency. And I thought, wow, even though they are not doing TikTok as real estate agents trying to sell more houses, the concepts are the exact same. And I have watched this journey that they've been on from a respectful distance, and I've been a raving fan. I see Beth on TikTok getting, 13 million views on one of her TikToks, hers and Cheryl's TikToks. And I go, oh my God, that's my friend, and you kind of want to celebrate with them. I've known Cheryl for a long time. I had a crush on her since the first day that Beth introduced me to her. And
me too. Oh, you're making me blush.
And Beth said, you stop that. You're married and she's married, but it wasn't. It was just, she's just a cool lady. So I'm going to just guide them through like a little bit of an interview. So Beth and Cheryl, Beth Bowl, Cheryl Baxter.
Well, yes, this is Cheryl. I'm Beth. And Rick, first I wanted to say thank you so much for having us on after Cortland Warren.
Well, yeah, it's okay. It's we needed to lighten the air up. You guys aren't gonna
I'm like, we are so deep. We are known on TikTok as this wholesome, yes, light fluff, and we get to go after Cortland. So we're really excited about that. And Rick, I just wanted to say thank you so much for having us on. I see that you're in Pacific Grove. I can't wait to be up there with you. I love you so much. I get like really emotional. You are so incredible at your craft.
Stop that. You do it to me too. So, and I'm so happy that your amazing husband, who's my bromance, is on also. So
no, but thank you so much. And thank you for all that you give back to this whole real estate community. Thank you for being so good at what you do. And that's something that Cheryl and I, when we were going on Mario Lopez, we both were really nervous. And I said to Cheryl, we know what we're doing. After 45 years, we know what we're doing. So you know what you're doing, and to follow you and to listen to you and to learn from you, and your love and guidance is like phenomenal. So everyone on this call is incredibly blessed and lucky to have in their lives.
Thank you. And I have to cut you off because we want the whole hour to be about you guys. So,
and I would like to say, yes, Cheryl Baxter Ratliff has been a dear, dear friend for 45 years. And I love her so much. She is a woman that has, worked on her craft. She comes from a dance background. Her mother is still a dance teacher at 93. Cheryl, if you want to talk about being able to talk and meet people and schmooze, it's Cheryl Baxter. I like networking. She is constantly having the next gig, the next gig, the next gig. And I know she attracts that to her because what you focus on expands. And so she's tunnel vision on the entertainment dance industry. She's been a loyal, loving, caring, compassionate friend. She was one of the first people other than Casey Council that was over at my house at 3 o'clock in the morning when our son died. So she is my ride or die, and I'm thrilled for her to be on.
Now I'm crying. It's all tearful today.
Yeah. Well, you guys, I mean, since obviously I've known you guys for a while, quite a while. I've known Beth now for 14 years. It seems like 30, doesn't it, Beth? Don't you feel like we've been lifelong friends?
I think it feels like we've been married.
Aw.
So, and then I
Casey.
met Cheryl through Beth. And so really quickly, guys, so you know, Beth and Cheryl do have over 40 years, almost 45 years of dancing, entertaining, singing, literally across the world in Broadway shows and all kinds of stuff like that. I'm going to let them tell you a little bit about their past, but really I want to dive into how they started the TikTok superstardom with the baby boomers. If you're not familiar with their site, you will be after today. And like I said, it's called the Baby Boomers, and they will share a little bit more about you because we want you all to be followers of the Baby Boomers as they have now exceeded over 600,000 followers, and their last TikTok had, I think it was in excess of multiple millions of views. And I love the Mamma Mia one, the recent Mamma Mia one. I love that one. And
There's a story about that, y'all.
yeah.
We'll tell you about that.
So tell us how you got started. And, you know, I want to obviously hear about the Grammys and all of that, but just some quick background because we want to get into the meat and potatoes so that real estate agents can say, oh, I could do this. And they don't have to, if a real estate agent had like 1,000 followers, it would be a big freaking deal, right? Like, so
Right.
We don't need 600,000, but we need to know about the consistency and the hard work, but we want to hear the background story too. So go ahead.
I'm going to let Cheryl tell our backstory, and then I'm going to talk about more how to use social media with real estate. So go ahead.
Okay, well, we met in 1978, again, chit-chatting next to each other and an audition line for Kids of the Kingdom, which was a show at Disneyland. And so, you know, we're very chatty. And so we're at the callback. And so we met. And then after that, we stayed friends. She came to a birthday party, brought me a cute little top that I love. And I have pictures in, I still love it. And
So seriously, since you were 10 years old is what you're
yes,
saying?
10 years old, that's correct.
We were
So we were 20.
Oh,
So-
I'm sorry, 78, not 68. Sorry. All right. All right,
78.
got it.
So
All right.
45, yeah. So 45 years ago, we met. We did a show called Sophisticated Ladies, and that's where we really bonded. It was a Duke Ellington musical, and we were roommates in Las Vegas. We did the show together for a year, and then all over the world, we did Sophisticated Ladies in Italy and Germany and different places. And we've just remained friends forever. And, you know, we're at each other's homes for Easter and for some Christmases. And so over the years, I think we've done a lot of film and television. We'll talk about Linktree later because that's in our bio. And so we've done film, television, commercials. And it's so funny because here we are in Los Angeles with 1 million people auditioning for all these roles. And a lot of times they'd pick 8 girls and it would be 1 brunette and 1 blonde, you know? So we call each other, did you get that? Yeah, did you get that? So it was so much fun over the years. And one of the biggest caveats in our career was getting the Grammys. And so when we did the Grammys together, Beth had the audition on her birthday. It was, go ahead, you can tell that.
63rd birthday.
For the 63rd Grammys.
Yeah, for the 63rd Grammys. I mean, there's some magic going on. And I get this call on that day, and Paul was going to make me a steak. We were going to drink a bottle of wine. And I'm thinking, I have to do, it was COVID, a taped audition. And it was for this rapper. And I thought, oh, he needs a big choir of people, you know, on the Grammys, and they're all raising the roof, and he needs people with this color of hair to sort of even it out. So
Right.
Paul just said, wrap a scarf
what was-
around your neck and do it. Yes,
What was
right?
the rapper's name?
His name was DaBaby, and I had never heard of him.
But Paul had.
Paul had. And so we had to learn this song. So I wrote the words out. And the song is Brand New Lamborghini, pistol on my hip like I'm a cop. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I never had a real man. Anyway, it's a rap song.
You know, yeah.
So anyway, I send it in and the dogs are in it, because I was like, I did not care. I wanted the steak and the bottle of wine. So I just sent it in and got it done. And Paul shot me and I got it.
So
So
she calls me, she goes, I got the Grammys. I'm like, congratulations. And then she goes to her COVID test.
and they only hired six senior citizens.
4 women, 2 men. So I am Sunday morning, I know she's going down to get her COVID test downtown LA. So my agent calls, it's COVID. I haven't left my home.
And she didn't get the call.
And I
because
never
she
got
has
the audition.
this
because I
color
had
here
this color hair.
still.
So I get a call. Can you get down to wherever it was, LA Convention Center for a COVID test? I said, is this for the Grammys? They said, yes. How did you know? I said, well, because Beth is doing it. We have the same agent. So they send me down there. I signed my contract in the car. One of our 4 friends, because we know everybody from Clear, didn't get down in time to get her COVID test. Remember in the day, you had to get to that COVID test 2 days prior or you're not going on that set. So she was out of town, didn't get there. I got there. So we did the Grammys together. So they just called the agent and said, send someone. And they said, we'll send Cheryl. Another stroke of luck.
Yeah, it was very magical. I think our whole relationship has been kind of magical in that way. And so we did it. And it was one of the most amazing. We got to rehearse for a week with DaBaby and 2 other rappers. There was more firepower in that room. They all had their bodyguards. I was always saying, Cheryl, if like there's this, gang rivalry and we go down, they're going to make a documentary on us.
Who
For some
was
reason
the?
that intrigued her. I'm like, stop saying that.
I know who was the host of the Grammys that was
Trevor Noah, who was
Trevor Noah.
adorable, biggest crush, right? And so he said, this is DaBaby and DaBaby Boomers. That's where the name, and we were actually hired as a choir, but when he did his joke on the Grammys, we took that and ran to TikTok. And then the next day or 2 days later, I think Paul had seen that there was a trend, a TikTok dance to DaBaby Rockstar. So we jumped on that trend.
That's the song.
And that's the song we put on TikTok. And we really didn't know. I mean, I think Paul and my son were the only 2 people we knew on TikTok that were watching TikTok. And so when that video went to over 1 million, you should have seen us sitting here at the table. We were just like, what is happening? And it went right away past 1 million, which was shocking. So that's our journey as into the baby boomers. And then it went on from there.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, and
So-
that's all we have to say.
And then we're done.
No, so you guys, they missed part of the story in that DaBaby was so young, the rapper.
Oh, I
That
forgot
he
about
did-
that. You
Yeah. So when
very good.
Trevor-
You listen.
I listen to everything you guys say, Trevor Noah, who is a younger but very famous like comedian, and
Right.
he emceed the Oscars and all kinds of stuff. He said, "Oh, DaBaby," and then DaBaby wanted older people dancing behind him because he wanted to get the image out that everybody loved rap, not just young people.
True. Wow, he's good. I know.
So he has these elderly women behind him, elderly compared to him. He doesn't even know what the term baby boomers means.
No.
And so when Trevor Noah, they're on a closed stage, right? It's not an audience like most Grammys have.
Good.
And he says, "Hey, this is cool, DaBaby boomers," right? And he apparently, is this true, ladies?
Yes.
Maybe gets a little upset, like,
Yes,
what are you
they were
talking
standing
about?
right in front of us, the 2 of us, and we could hear them actually talking about it. And DaBaby was saying, why are you calling my dancers singers this? I don't understand. And
Yeah.
Trevor's like, well, it's their age group. Yeah, DaBaby had no idea what it meant.
And
Yeah.
Trevor had to keep it moving and make fun and have comedy.
Which is
and-
the MC's job, right? Yeah.
Right.
And
So
he-
DaBaby
it went-
didn't want him to say it.
No, it went back and forth like 2 or 3 different times. And then finally Trevor came over. The 2 camps
Yeah.
were talking. Trevor came over and he said, "Hey man, turn around. Look at those people. They are from the boomer generation.
Right.
That's what they're called.
Yeah.
You're the baby. They're called baby
Baby
boomers. It's a joke." And then he went, "Oh."
Yeah.
Because
And so
his
he left
mother,
it in.
his
right?
mother's not a boomer.
No.
Yeah. No, his mom is Gen X.
Yeah.
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 that-
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
he'd never
crazy.
heard the
So,
term. You are correct.
yeah.
Good,
So,
Rick. You are fabulous.
yeah, I love the story. I'm just hooked on it. So, all right. So now your little video goes kind of viral. And then what was the impetus to decide let's become social media to baby boomers and start dancing? Tell me, because I know part of it was with the dance you did at the Grammys. So talk about that a little bit.
Well, I think what happened is that, you know, we have been dancers for 45 years. So, well, and longer than that.
Yeah.
And, you know, so much of the trends on TikTok are for us are dancing. Now for realtors, it would be, you know, you can Google real estate in any place and look at people's videos. So that would be my first suggestion, is to go on and start looking at real estate TikToks. So
Okay.
that's what we did.
Mhm.
We
All right.
looked
So
at dance.
you went at dance TikToks and you decided we're going to have our own TikTok channel. Like it was a conscious decision. Let's do this.
Right.
So
And
what
we both
happened
have
on the
agents.
first one?
Right.
Go ahead.
And we both have agents at Clear Talent Group. And so we found out that they also have a social media agent there. So
Oh,
that
okay.
was also a thing that we went to, that we could have an agent that also could help us.
So how long then between the Grammys and you kind of launching your TikTok?
3 days.
Wow. So you
Okay.
just got busy. You said, let's get busy. We don't really know a lot about this.
We were a little nervous about it. I'm going to say that, because
Good,
we had
stop.
the robes and we weren't sure, because in the business, sometimes you aren't allowed.
I want to say I wasn't
She
nervous.
wasn't nervous. I was nervous.
Okay.
I was
So
like, do we put this on? Will we get in trouble if we wear the robes? Blah, blah, blah.
because
so-
of copyright issues, right?
Yes. I
But
wasn't sure.
Here's what I want to say. You look, Paul just put it in the text in the chat group. Look, see, move. Instead of acting on their nervousness, they acted on just what the heck, let's do it.
Right.
What
And
we don't
Rick-
do as real estate agents is enough of let's just go do it. Let's give it a shot. Let's do it. And if we fall flat on our face, and when people are yelling at us all the time, do more video, you know what we're thinking as real estate agents? Well, I don't look right. I don't do right.
Right.
Beth and Cheryl don't care.
Right.
They just went and did it.
And she kind of was the teacher in this with me, because I'm always the one that doesn't want to get in trouble if they're going to, but we didn't. But I mean, it's nice to have a partner that says, let's go. And then I wake up in the morning and go, yeah, let's do it.
But to your point, Rick,
Yeah.
most of us, hi Casey Council, I love you so much. I can't wait to be here.
Hi, Casey.
They're saying they love you and hi.
I can hear.
To your point, Rick, most of our videos that we've been like, oh man, we don't look good, you know, that outfit's giving us a camel toe or
Like that
whatever.
last outfit we had to wear.
I am not kidding
For Mamma
you.
Mia.
We put them up, and those are the ones that go.
They
the
go.
ones that are most
Yeah.
authentic. And when we were on
Can you say
VidCon,
camel toe on video? I guess you can. I guess we can
well, I
say that
can't
on
hear
video.
what
Yeah.
these
We
people.
can't on the TikTok about it, maybe here.
However, those are the ones that the most authentic. And you're absolutely right. Just post. Hi, Bubba. Just post. Just post. And we've learned that from podcasts that we've done. And this is another thing.
Podcasts are good.
Yeah, if you know somebody in your local area that does a podcast, if somebody asks you to do a podcast and they have 100 followers, 50 followers, do it. Get used to your pattern. Get used to what you're saying. Get used to it. Do whatever you can to promote yourself
Yeah.
and talk about, you know, what you offer. And people always go, well, what's your purpose, ladies? And it's like, oh, well, Cortland Warren had a big purpose. And Cheryl and I, we know, and we've learned that we bring people joy every morning. They get up and they can watch, and they've told us
They
this.
said, you make us happy. You know, we watch your videos. I'm in a bad mood. I wake up, I'm sad. Your videos have made us happy. So yeah, that's our
Nice.
purpose.
Yeah, but you're right. Post. You don't have to look perfect. People don't. TikTok is not about that.
No,
And Beth and Cheryl, let's be honest. You guys did this for a long time, because it's been how many years since the
3 years.
Grammys now?
2.5
3 years?
years. 2.5, right? Mhm.
2.5? Okay. And
March,
your
it was
fir-
2 years.
Your first one really technically had over 1 million views, right?
Yes.
And a lot of times people relate views to followers, but that's not what was happening, right? You had a ton of views, but not a lot of followers.
No, because people scroll, they don't have to follow, they can just like it. So
Yeah.
you can have the views, but not the follow. Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Right.
And so you had a goal originally of getting, I think, was it to 25,000 followers at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And that was a big deal. I can remember, Beth, when you told me that. And when we're on the RV trip, I go, what are you at right now? And she goes, 604,000 followers. And I can remember so little long ago, but they never stopped. Even if some of their videos got very few likes or very, I mean, comparatively speaking for them, oh, we
Sure.
only got 300,000 views on this one. Oh, sorry. But anyway, the amount of consistency and hard work, and me, even in the times when we're visiting Beth, or she's going to Colorado to see her mom, that she's still working with Cheryl by phone and saying, okay, what about this? And what about that? It takes work. And the reason I'm saying this is people are kind of making fun of me sometimes about the fact that me and my son are going out and door knocking now every month and farming the same homes. But guess what? It works. Everything works. Nothing
Yeah.
doesn't. So look at Beth and Cheryl's consistency of always posting videos and always taking on. And Beth and Cheryl especially, talk about a couple of times when you weren't going to do it, and those ones that you weren't going to do ended up being some of your biggest views ever.
Well, the Mamma Mia one was hard because, again, we talked about these jumpsuits that were made for us.
Yeah.
It didn't exactly fit us the way we thought we needed to look.
Yeah.
We kept saying 5 more pounds, 10 more pounds. Finally, we were just like, let's
have
just do it. And we
Screw
did
it.
it in the hottest day of the summer. We were outside in front of her garage, and we did it in 100-degree almost heat. Did it twice. Walked in the house and goes, watch this go to 1 million, 2.2 million. I mean, you just have to throw it out there and do it. It was our ego. We didn't want to put those costumes. They were costumey looking. So we were like, Mamma Mia jumpsuits, but they weren't exactly, what we thought looked the best on us, but people, whatever.
And
It
Steve,
worked.
this woman had, she wanted us to publicize her company that
Right.
makes clothing to your size. Well, we measured and
And her wasn't
incorrectly.
exactly correct. So. Hence the
Wait,
camera.
shit.
It's all right.
That's
But it went,
hilarious.
you know what I mean? It was like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So do you guys have days where you go, we're supposed to post and then you don't? And then do you have help, like Jackie's asking about, do you have help editing, or do you guys do everything yourselves?
The editing's yeah.
We have learned at 65 years of age, 63, I started this, how to edit, how to make, shoot over the shoulder, do this, make cuts.
Mhm.
I've had to learn this, but the good thing, people, hopefully I will not be dying of Alzheimer's or something like
Well,
that.
that's
We are staying current. And if you want to stay current, even in real estate, you have to stay current. You have to learn the new MLS. You have to learn the new contract. You have to learn all this stuff, do not call lists or whatever it is. You have to stay current with what's going on.
Yeah.
So there's a woman that we follow. Her name's Helen, and she's on TikTok,
Helen the mothership.
and she spells it with a U, mothership, M-U-T-H-E-R. And she's been on CNN. She is the best simple editor, teacher of TikTok you could ever find. I would glom onto hers, pick one thing, as Gary Keller would say, pick one thing and focus in on it. If it's transitions where you have, a house and you go kitchen, living room, and it looks really pretty, and you put music behind it, and you write, what it is and where it is. Do one thing and do it over and over. Do it again with your office staff. Boom, boom, boom. Just get that down, and then move on to another editing little gem that you can do. We've
So-
invested in lights, which we have two huge lights that take up room in my office. We have
Microphone.
But
stands,
you're not-
microphones.
but you're not paying for studios. You're not like a lot of people get the image when they're looking at other realtors or other TikTok superstars like you that, oh, you're paying all these people. You're not. You're doing everything yourself. You bought some lights after you kind of got going. Originally, you were just using your iPhones, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And putting
Google.
lamps around.
Yeah, and Google is your friend too. Google
Yes.
is-
So somebody in here said, what are your best CTAs? I have no idea what a CTA is. Do you know? Beth, Cheryl, someone asked about
Action.
what?
Call to action.
Oh,
Oh, call to action. Okay, I thought it had to do, I thought it was a TikTok term. So I
I
just
think
didn't
the best
about
call to action for everyone on here, if that's what you mean,
No,
is
about in your, do you have call to actions in your TikToks to get
Oh,
people to do something?
oh, call to actions in our TikTok, yes.
people
You're right.
people have said, always ask a question.
Right.
Are you looking to buy a home? Da 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 da, and use your hashtags. So use your hashtags. We use the baby boomer, and how many?
We have almost 70 million on there now. So you want your hashtag to kind of, so you can say to somebody, look up my hashtag, and then they can go, wow, you have 70 million views on your hashtag. So you want to put that on every video that you do.
And ask a question. Can you make money in real estate? Should I buy a condo or a house? Now, this is the other thing that I would say is best for this group of people is get to 1,000 followers, because once you get to 1,000 followers on TikTok, you can go live. So Rick Jihad could put in the title, to buy a home now in this real estate market or not. And then, he would be on. So anyone that comes across that is looking to buy real estate would go on and see Rick Jihad in his gorgeous suit and his knowledge and be entertained by all of his knowledge and great wisdom. And he can be on, and people write in there and will be asking questions, and he can actually service a lot of people. Now, the other great thing about this is when Cheryl and I started, well, we got to 1,000 followers quickly. However, when we were setting goals each time to reach another amount of followers, sometimes we were like, where are we going to find those? So for people just trying to get 1,000, if you can't get your Facebook people to come, your Instagram people to come, or your YouTube people to come, you can go on.
You can go on somebody else's live and chat. We go on a woman's live named Becca, and we also have Bluebells. And so there's a number of people, Gator. We go on their lives and we talk, and then you make friends on the lives. You friend them, they friend you. And then you go on their actual TikToks and talk to them. So you're actually making relationships on TikTok with other TikTokers that you have something in common with.
Yeah, we do not recommend buying
No.
followers, because you never know what you're going to get with that.
It could be bots,
yeah,
you know.
you never know. So the best way to meet other people around the world and around the United States, especially if you're into referrals, because some of these people that we have met 2 years ago are still really, really dear friends that we know just from TikTok.
And we went to VidCon and ran into people that knew us from that.
And now we're
talking.
friends with them, and we've turned them on to our agents. So, we're networking in our own way. You all would be networking, looking for other realtors and looking for people around the United States that are looking to sell or buy a home, and then doing your referral, with all these people throughout the United States and Europe.
And another thing we do is anybody that comments on our TikToks, we comment back. It could be 5,000 people. Beth and I are commenting
Constantly,
back.
even if it's an emoji.
Happy face.
Yeah. And
You
then,
are in contact with those people that have spoken to you.
right. And then Beth, even back in the New Skin days, we used to say, if you want people to comment on yours, you got to be out commenting on people's posts all day. Somebody had asked, did you have a TikTok account before the Grammys?
I
Didn't
did
even
not.
have one.
I had been on, and I posted one. It was just my own personal. Posted one just playing around with it.
Was it a
video
dance
of my dog.
of your dog? Okay, so it wasn't a dancing video.
No, I
Okay.
did not. I had Instagram and Facebook, of course.
Okay, and then
Somebody
somebody also said, why Oh, Jackie wanted to know, was the name of that lady's TikTok just Mothership or was it Helen Mothership?
Might be
I
Mothership.
think it's just
Let me look.
mothership,
Okay.
I'll look it up.
And-
the mothership, maybe.
Mothership, maybe?
Okay, and then somebody else said, you know, why would you pick, let's say, TikTok over Facebook or Reels or even YouTube? Because I know Cheryl and Beth, you guys were saying recently that you were going to start kind of going after YouTube a little bit. And
Yeah, I
YouTube,
wouldn't, I wouldn't limit yourself. And I know everybody's sitting there going, really, another social media?
yeah, it starts to be easier for you, right? When you're already one to kind of transition to the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what I've been doing with our YouTube, and especially for realtors, I think YouTube has long format. It has short format now called Shorts, and you can put on long format. So, that's a great place for like a Rick Jihad to be. He can put all of his little short quips on there, or he can, he can really go off and talk about a certain subject. So what you can do is you can move your Instagram. If you're big on Instagram, take all your videos and just move them. You can even write the same thing. Just copy the video, move it over, and write the exact
Not
same
a
thing.
watermark. Because there was a watermark.
Not on Instagram. There's
Oh,
not on Instagram. On TikTok,
TikTok's
there's
a watermark.
a watermark. There used to be, but now when you put something in your drafts on TikTok, there's a down arrow, and I don't know if everybody has it, but we
maybe
do.
not.
A down arrow that you can press on that in your drafts, and the watermark will come off. But there's also apps that I've used to
Okay.
take the watermark off, because you don't want the TikTok watermark to go over
the Instagram.
onto Instagram or to YouTube, because they kind of like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the site itself kind of pulls it down and won't put it in the algorithm. So you
Yeah.
don't want to say TikTok. The mothership, it is and she has got blondish hair.
Nice.
That's the mothership. So it is the mother with a U.
And, to get back to content and consistency, we have played with everything. So we have done every day posting a video. We look at the different times we post. So for you all, it would be, am I going to post every day? Even, how Rick on his phone, good morning. It's, what is the date today?
I
don't
changed
even
my voice now. Yeah, it's a fantastic Friday, right?
You could do that in a 15-second. I love this guy. I can't think of his name. And he goes, good morning, assholes.
On TikTok?
Yeah, we follow him. Good morning, assholes. And
Who is
he,
it?
I've never looked at him.
I love him. And he has his cup of coffee and he goes, I want you to go out there and make it the best day. You assholes, go get it. And he is adorable. It's met with love and sweetness, but that's his TikTok. And maybe it's, I read something today and it really hit me and I want to send it out there with love. It could be that quick, 15 seconds, 30 seconds.
And Rosie O'Donnell says, TikTok, you don't stop. They have like a little either sign on or sign off.
Yeah, think about what your tagline might be, Rick J. Jihad, make it your best day ever.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, and somebody named Deborah Allen, and I do know and respect and love Deborah Allen from a distance, says, I'm a baby boomer and a dancer turned realtor at age 60. Any ideas for branding?
Oh,
yes, the dancing realtor or
yes.
fancy pants or, oh no, I don't know. And shaking it up. And then, you could go around your house and do your dance things, not all the time. However,
trends. Duet some people, she could duet a dance. Because sometimes duetting helps you get into that.
duet somebody in the house. I mean, I have seen so many creative, and these people that do real estate on TikTok, they blow it out of the water because there's such a variety to pick from. And that was another topic I wanted to talk about when we were at VidCon in Anaheim, which
So tell them about what that is, because see, like realtors, I encourage people to go to real estate industry events. The two ladies, I was so impressed by this, Beth and Cheryl, that you spent days there at the Anaheim Convention Center, I believe. Tell them about that.
Well, we also got to meet Rosie.
Yeah, we got to see Rosie there because we knew Rosie. Rosie's been coming onto our lives, and so it was really fun to go meet her there. She was just there with her daughter. But it's a whole social media event, not just TikTok. It's TikTok, YouTube, gamers,
any video.
Instagram. They have all their different areas. So,
And they have panels which you can go and listen to. We went and danced with Happy Kelly. If you don't know Happy Kelly, follow her. The old gays,
yeah, they're from,
you know, so we went and listened
California.
to all these people talk about, you know, it's just like when we go to convention for Keller Williams or Remax or whatever, you know, or a workman success convention, you know, it's like,
we
you just
networked
learn.
with so many people. We got to network, and we did a couple videos with people that had over 1 million, you know, so they're helping us.
And one YouTuber who has a ton of, I can't even remember his name, but he talked about make it a variety show.
Oh,
And
right.
he talked the difference between Colbert and James Coburn.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he said,
Right.
Colbert was established, he's an American, he came from, you know, Second City or the
Yeah.
Comedy Central, whatever. So he's established. James came from the UK, nobody really knew who he was. So Colbert could just sit at a table like Johnny Carson and do his thing.
Uh-huh.
Corbin could not do that because people didn't know him.
Right.
So he had to use all of his facilities.
And he's
So-
a musical theater guy, so he made it like a variety show, which was singing,
Carpool karaoke, you know, the musical in the intersection.
Right.
But it was still around. I mean, he didn't do cooking. That wasn't his thing, or he didn't do real estate, but he used what was in his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So when you go on your TikTok, give them a variety show. What would be your variety show?
Maybe
The
it's-
woman,
maybe it is cooking.
well,
Or
the woman that said she's a dancer. She's a realtor and a dancer. So she would naturally move in some of her videos. You know, Rick would bring his dog on. He would bring his gorgeous wife on. He would bring his adorable children on. He would bring his cute grandchild on. Anything in his wheelhouse that is right there that, you know, is, you know, his
Yeah.
thing, he would do that. So he wouldn't go and, you know, do something outrageous like dance. But maybe he would. Maybe he'd have the whole, you know, make Anthony dance, you know,
Yeah.
who knows?
And
But-
some of our things
All
too,
right.
what we started to do was talk about Los Angeles and go around the different areas. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an idea, if you're
It
selling a house
is, yeah.
in San
Because there's people,
Francisco, you go, look at this great restaurant right next to the house, you know, I
And
don't
there-
know.
yeah, and
Because
there's
we
people,
started to do that with.
yeah, and there's people on TikTok that get lots of views as real estate agents by saying let's say they sell real estate in Dallas. They say the 10 reasons why you would never buy a home in Dallas. Like they go the complete opposite and they get tons of views and people call them and stuff. So it's, yeah. So Paul, are you ready to assist me in this? Ladies, I want to take a quick break. Mr. Paul Sessom, somebody you both know well, is going to help me with something here. So this is for your viewing pleasure.
Oh, no.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you can't get it going.
Wait, Paul, can you
God
optimize for video and
love you.
There's the jumpsuits we're talking about. There they are.
Too closely to the crotch. Today's paper.
The girth wasn't quite right. but That's okay.
Oh, he said compilation.
uh,
All right, thank you for that, Paul. That was sweet.
so guys, I mean, obviously I want you all to follow the baby boomers. So I want to get back to a couple of things before we get, you know, all of a sudden it's going to be 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Is that what is your day off? Like in any one day, do you say, okay, gosh, I'm so excited. I don't have to do any TikTok stuff. Cheryl and I don't have to talk today. We can all go. Or is it every single day that there is some input or conversation about this? And
Well,
obviously
I-
there's got to
I
be
feel like-
planning. Go ahead.
Do we have a day off? I mean, maybe once in a while we'll take a Sunday, right?
You know,
That's a good question, though.
it's 24/7 on our.
Yeah, it is. Because we're also looking at like analytics. We haven't really talked about that, but on our phone, you can look at your analytics and we're like, do we post at 11? So I may call her when she's on a vacation with you, or I'm over at my mom's teaching a dance step. And we'll be like, are we posting at 11? No, what time do you want to post? 12, let's post now.
So
yeah,
when you,
I think we talk every day, don't we?
but does that mean you had already had something in the
Yeah.
tank?
We have things in the can. So
Okay,
before
good.
I leave on a vacation or before she leaves on a vacation, we'll get at least 8 to 10 things in the can.
You
Yes.
will get that many.
Yes, we try
Okay,
to.
so good. This is more fodder for the agent. So when you have 8 to 10 in the can, is that one day you just spent doing stuff, putting it all getting it all recorded.
One or two.
Or yeah, throughout the week, we will meet,
Yeah.
because we don't live together and it's just not
I don't-
we have to be together.
I don't see why you don't, but okay, go ahead.
So,
Well, one time I was in Alaska and she was in Cabo, and we actually did the same video and just duetted each other. I was in the snow and she was on the beach. And so that
Are
was
you
a cool kind of
serious?
a thing. to
I
do.
missed that one.
Yeah, remember that one? So we've come up with little gimmicks even when we're out of town. But yeah, I think we do talk.
yeah, I mean, but for you all, that would be, something that you could do. I mean, how many homes? I mean, if you're a hot realtor that is a listing realtor, you could spend the day and go, take somebody with you so you don't have to do it and shoot throughout your house, and I saw this one guy who put, it's a brick house,
Yeah.
find some fun house songs and then have
Yeah.
some, person that knows how to edit all your stuff and then go away on your vacation. And boom.
Okay, well, two
Boom.
things then.
Yeah.
Two things. And I don't want to spend a ton of time on this, but I want you to rattle it off. Are you using other apps for your editing software? Like, is it an app?
Yes,
that you use?
Splice.
And you do a cafe.
It's called Splice?
Splice. That's what I use. I find it the easiest for me. I'm
Okay.
sure there's others.
Okay,
I edit in my phone to a certain degree, and then I move it over to Splice and I edit there. I put the
I-
different chunks in.
of the two of you, you're more techie than Cheryl,
Yeah.
Beth?
Well, Cheryl works a lot more than I do. She teaches.
I'm at
So
UCLA. and
she doesn't have the time. So I just took that over.
Yeah, and
One thing I wanted to get to with you all
Mhm.
is Linktree.
yes.
Yeah. That was
That's
my
a-
next question. Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah.
Linktree. So on our page, we have a Linktree and it's free. And you can put, for you all, I think it would be, we put every TV show commercial, the Grammys, anything that we have done. So people want to, when we talk on lives, if they want to check and make sure we're legit, they can go and see everything we've done. Paul came up with this great idea and brought it to my attention this morning. This is where you would put all of your services, inspectors, handyman, escrow, title. If you have merchandise like the Rip Jihad team, cups and eyewear, or you have a fundraiser going or anything like that, you can say, go into my Linktree. You can have tickets to, whatever fundraiser you're doing or benefit, or, come and get your candy. If you live in this area, come and get your pie. So you can put that in your Linktree. You can remove it. You can add it. You can, contact information can all be in there also.
And whenever we do our lives, we always say to people, go look at the Linktree, go look at this, So lives are good to get people on there.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
I think the other thing is, to be really honest, you have to be incredibly patient with yourself.
Yeah, there are days we sit here and we can't figure things out, and we Google and we look at the mothership.
Sometimes I'll say to Cheryl, I don't even want to do a dance step today. Can we just sit down and eat and do a live?
And then that's fine too.
And then
So-
it turns into cocktail hour.
Well,
So yeah, I mean, I would pick one thing, start with one thing and get it done. And the other thing that Cheryl and I are saying is congratulations on your life.
right. We do congratulate.
We congratulate
You want
each
to
other.
celebrate. You want to celebrate things that happen.
Small things, anything.
Anything.
It's like, congratulations on your life, Cheryl. I mean, who would have thought at 65,
Yeah.
we are now, we've got big corporations coming after us. We have a health corporation looking at us now. We are so surprised. We're working for a mobile service right now. That's
That's the big.
when we get off of here,
Wow.
we've got a headache of a day.
Well, and here's something I want to say about that. For the last 2 years, you've been writing for the magazine.
Oh yeah, we have prevention coming up.
Prevention Magazine. She's written to them, told them what we do. Every couple of months, you've been writing to them about everything we did. And now we are going to be in their magazine.
You have to
But
be
it takes consistency
persistent.
and persistence. Yes.
So that's the big deal, is that, when I compare, oh, what do you do? Oh, I go after FSBOs and expireds. What do you do? Oh, I only use social media and I do YouTubes. And oh, if I do a YouTube, 200 people watch And that's just in 1 hour. And, oh, you have to take 4 hours, 5 days in a row to hit 650 homes. Everything works, nothing doesn't. Find something, get consistent at it. Even Deborah Allen said on here that she had used the Dancing Realtor, but not consistently. So she was honest with herself and openly honest that, okay, maybe if I get really consistent. That's what I tell people about farming. You can't farm for 4 months and then go, oh, I didn't get anything. The statistics show that you've got to do it for 24 to 30 months before you can expect a big ROI.
Yeah, and
Okay.
if you stop, it's going to go away.
Yeah, in the words of Paul, build a community of services through Linktree and be consistent. Paul, do you have a link for Linktree that we can put in the chat group that allows
Google.
people to go get their Linktree, or what?
Google,
Google, thank you.
the Google.
You're
Well,
not
Google
dead,
is
but
your
Google.
best friend.
Okay. All right. So look, I like that you guys are throwing questions into the chat. Beth and Cheryl, I wanted you guys to expand on one little thing. What you keep saying when we do a live, what now some people on here probably know what that is, and I'm betting some people don't. What is a live?
Well, you have to have over 1,000 people.
Okay.
For
1,000
TikTok.
followers.
Yeah, followers. Yes.
Right.
You got to go into your at the bottom, all the way over on the side, it'll say alive, right? And you have to press on it, and then you are live, just like we're live here on your phone.
We put it on a stand on our phone and up above, and you're going to play around with it and go ahead and F up. It's okay.
Now, also be careful what you say because they can cut you off. You don't want to do it while you're driving.
Yeah,
Because TikTok is a machine that will click you off.
yeah, I mean, it's just like with dealing with a client or anything. You're not going to say inappropriate
Right.
things. You're not going to, you can say camel toe,
But you can't swear.
you can't, you've got to be careful what you say. And we don't talk about politics. We do not talk about religion. We do not, talk about those things. Because just like in real estate, you apply, you appeal to the masses. So you're on there and you can put a title of what you're going to talk about, make your little notes of what you want to talk about. And then you can say, hi, everybody. And you'll see people coming to the live. Thank you for joining this live. And you repeatedly say who you are, where you're located.
Is.
And, you can say, we're talking about this, put your questions in the chat. I'm going to talk a little bit about what it's like to be a first-time buyer. I'm in, Piedmont, California, and this is what, the real estate climate is here and whatnot.
So
So
there you ask questions and people will talk to you and we always answer them and shout their name out. People want to be
acknowledge.
We will say that. They do want to have their name shouted.
And you can also say, please follow me because I would love to grow my follower base, and I'm having more and more information coming out. Let me know what more things you would like to see on here. So, you're just cultivating it just like Rick does with this Free Friday.
Awesome. Awesome. I love you two so much, and I appreciate this very much. So
I hope this has been helpful.
we're not done. Be quiet. Paul, could you come off mute, please, and share your last thought that you just shared with me? Because I thought that's beautiful. In life, the way we do one thing is the way we do everything. So Paul, expand on that as it relates to this.
Well, I was sitting here listening to them talk and reflecting backwards, and what Cheryl and Beth have done really, really well is they became committed to this, dedicated to what they have to do, consistent in their operations of how they do this. 3-4 times a week, they are working physically on TikTok at all times. Super patient in the sense they're hitting obstacles almost every day. And to watch them work, how they sit and talk to each other and create a space of not knowing, being vulnerable, transparent, they create all of that. So as we're all sitting here and I'm thinking about if I were to take this on myself, then how would I be different? If how I do one thing is how I do all things, am I going to be as consistent to create a platform over time that Cheryl and Beth have committed? Am I going to be dedicated to that mission? And what am I going to do different this time that I haven't done before? Or what am I going to do different in a way that I think and behave that I haven't done before, to be able to create an outcome that generates an income to my business using this platform.
Yeah.
And that's how I
Brilliant.
think about it. And watch them do it is it's been a process, and it's a journey, and it's been one of patience and learning and vulnerability and failing and being okay and support.
Yeah. By the way, guys, Paul Sessom is Beth Bull's husband, and he's not aware yet, but he's going to be a guest speaker in the next upcoming calls. Casey, my wife is on. She's watched this journey also. Casey, you said something in the chat group. Can you expand on that a little bit? Because you have a very good perspective from a distance of watching Beth and Cheryl do this.
Yeah, I know they're working their asses off, because sometimes it can take me an hour to come up with anything to do nothing on social media. So Beth and I are good friends and great friends. And so I've seen the dedication. However, what I love about everything that they've taken on together is she's like, if it's not fun, I'm not going to do it. And I want it to be fun, and I want to be joyful, and I want to enjoy what I'm doing. And that doesn't mean they're not working their asses off. They're doing it all in a context of fun. And so what I love about that is, like, anybody that's going to have that kind of reach, that kind of influence, that kind of impact is going to work their ass off, and they're going to have to be consistent, and they're going to have to be committed, and like all of the things that make that happen. And it doesn't mean it can't be fun, because I got to help video one of them when the rig was in the front yard at Christmas time, and they're like dressing up and dancing towards the rig and out the door. And I'm like,
Oh, I
my
remember
God,
that.
this is a lot of work. I'm exhausted. However, it was fun, right? So I think that there's a great lesson for entrepreneurs is, like, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you're going to make an impact, you're going to have a huge reach. Yeah, you got to be consistent and do the work. There's no shortcuts around that, and it can be fun.
Yeah.
And I love you both, Beth and Cheryl. You're totally an inspiration. Thank you for who you are.
I forgot about that, Beth, that our RV was featured in one of your videos.
We used it like the sleigh. We were dancing, we got on the big RV, and Casey drove away. And it was a lot of fun. And I want to say, you know, what keeps it fun, yes, we've got a headache of a day, and I've had to meditate and look at it differently, saying, okay, this is going to be great. We already have a plan. We know exactly what frames we have to shoot. We're going to get it done. It's going to be great. We're going to look great. We're going to get it done. And I think every day we wake up and go, what magic's going to happen today? Yes. What adventure? And for you all, it would be like, who is going to cross my path? Who is going to be the person that's going to call me and say, hey, I'm looking for a realtor. You want to list my house? You know, that stuff does happen. It does happen. And, you know, so I think always staying in that bit of wonder and awe and excitement of what the day can bring. You never know. I'm not always like, what email? Who's going to call and say, oh, Costco wants you to be dancing through their store? We're like, yes, and give us all the free product, please.
It is exciting. You never know who's behind.
Yeah. How many Pringles boxes have you eaten so far?
We only ate
I
that
think
one.
you like ate some of those, didn't you, Carl?
Yeah.
A little
Well,
bit.
guys, I got to tell you, this has been absolutely amazing. There's so many great comments coming in the posts. I love seeing people like Jamie Taylor on here, who's so successful as a coach and learning. Everybody's learning from you. And I think that says a lot about who you are. And I agree that what Jackie's saying, and another Jackie on the call is saying that it's always good to have a partner. And that's it. Like my business, when Casey kind of got her business on automatic and moved over to help me with my business, everything went up by 500%. I'm not just saying that. So yes, you know, no one succeeds alone. That's an old Gary Keller statement. Also, the more support and help you have in what you want to do. Like I loved the video that had Paul. Paul was just with his back turned to the video at a barbecue, but he was waving the barbecue tools in musical rhythm with what they were doing, but he wasn't a major part of the video, but you could see it in the background. It was funny. It was just great. So all of that support, and then to hear Paul's words about what he witnesses about you two, words from Casey, who is, you know, Casey and I and Paul and Beth are like, you know, probably two of the closest couples that he's like my only real brother in my life besides my brother. And we're very close, but we can still witness the amazingness. And Beth is still, Beth, Cheryl is amazing. I don't get to see her as much as I see Beth, but Beth has remained very humble through all of this. So if you remain hungry, humble, smart, and coachable, which they continue to do, if they weren't coachable, they wouldn't be going to VidCon. They wouldn't be following other people who are doing it differently or better. They're remaining those 4 things: hungry, humble, smart, and coachable.
And this
So-
has really made us grow up a lot on how we communicate,
True.
because there cannot be any egos. I mean, because if our egos got in the way, one of us would be like, I'm out the door. Then there goes the baby boomers. We
And-
just can't. So
No.
we have to sit and figure it out
Right.
calmly. And
And I
Paul
feel,
has seen that.
and I feel like when one of us is not, is tired, or we get, the other one can rev the other one up. It's like, some days I'm tired, some days she's tired. We're like, come on. And it's the other person, so I love that part.
Yeah. And I
Because,
love
that's what helps with partnership,
Yeah, Jamie Taylor just said, who's a coach for Workman, also said that her 8-year-old is studying you. Isn't that great?
Yes, that's our audience, 8-year-olds. Say it.
No, that's not true, Cheryl, but she met you at the basketball game. And ever since then has just been infatuated with everything you guys post
Oh.
and tries to mimic it. It's fantastic.
Nice.
Aw.
That's
That's so
awesome.
sweet.
Love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, the basketball game.
Yes.
Utah.
Utah Jazz. Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Well, I'm old. I can't
And we
remember
have-
everything.
So, Kristen McClendon, who's a great agent in the Oakland area, do you need a social media manager to build a TikTok audience? And the answer is no, correct? You just did that on your own.
Yeah.
You don't need one.
No. Well, and our agent doesn't get us followers or do anything. Now that we've reached a certain level, they can now get people to look at us. But no, it's
Right.
you have to go on, you have to do the work, you have to get the followers.
Yeah,
get
your agent is just now exposing you to get money as a result of your work, right? Or
Right, through ad
services.
agencies,
Yeah,
other clients. Correct.
that's amazing. Okay. Well, ladies, I love you very much.
Thank you for having us
I-
on.
Yeah, Paul, I was serious about that. I want to talk to you about one of the next couple of, Paul is an incredible coach and has been for many years. And I'd like to have him on soon to talk about how we're going to kill it at the end of the year. This will be recorded. Deborah Allen says, you ladies have stolen my heart. I know, I like, and I trust you, and I will be an avid followers. Go.
Oh,
Yeah, if anyone has
Boom.
questions or
Right.
wants to talk to us,
Could you put a contact thing in the chat group real quick so that people can click on it? Yeah.
Paul, can you do that? Can you give them my phone number? Or my bebowls@pacbell.net. I'm more than happy to talk in link or to talk people through.
Well, you know what we'll do too, when we send out the email, if you guys are okay with it, when we send out the email with the recording, we will put your contact information in there.
Yeah, sure.
So that people can reach out to you guys, okay?
Yes.
All right. Much love to both of you. Enjoy your day.
Thank you
thank
so
you. We're
much.
off to work.
Okay. Yeah,
We have a full day.
to the living room. Okay.
And look, right here, right there.
Love you guys. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you in 2 weeks on September 1st. Take
Thank
care.
you, Rick. Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Rick. Bye, Casey.
Thanks.